Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and this is my review for Kuroko no Basket, Season 2, Episode 5. Now, this one is pretty much just more of the game. I mean, there are a few moments that stand out, but there's not really too much to talk about. When the episode starts, we learn that the first quarter is already over. Seirin is leading. Teppei mentions that he feels uneasy about something. Which is similar to what Kuroko said earlier, like at the end of the last episode. So I'm assuming it's for the same reason. Midorima shoots a bunch of times. Kagami manages to block him. There's this one shot where Midorima does a feint, and Kagami barely manages to block it, or he doesn't really block it. He just touches it. But Midorima ends up missing because of that. Everyone thought he was going to make it. So everyone let their guard down, except for Kuroko, because he knew that Kagami was going to make it in time. So somehow he manages to get away from Takao to get the rebound, which doesn't really make too much sense since Takao was supposed to be able to see the entire court with his hawk eye, or eagle eye. I don't even remember who has what now, but Takao should have still been able to keep track of him, unless you want to consider the shot as misdirection, but even so, it shouldn't work on Takao. But it's whatever, whatever. Another time Midorima shoots, Kagami isn't able to make it in time, so Teppei helps out with the block, get the short little flashback, and Midorima actually passes the ball, which this is supposed to be a really big deal because Midorima never relies on his teammates. He's the guy where he shoots, and he shoots some more. Your job is to get him the ball so that he can keep shooting, and that's it. He's not really a team player, but now he's actually relying on his teammates for once, so it's supposed to be a big deal. It supposedly gets rid of Shutoku's only weakness, being that their star player plays by himself pretty much. But everyone's worried about this, and Teppei tries to calm him down, calm everyone down. But turns out he doesn't even have a plan himself. But he does start off with benching Kuroko, which is surprising, especially to Kuroko. But apparently since his misdirection isn't really working because of Takao being on the court, except for the one time where it did work. But because of that, he's just a burden. He's not really helping, so they bench him and they put Mitobe in instead, I think. Momoi, she shows up at the game and is talking with Kisei. Almine apparently decided not to come. The game continues, play continues, keeps going on. There isn't really too much during this part to really point out. We learn about Seirin's offense, how it was last year, and how it is now that Teppei is in and Kuroko is off, because I guess their offense is different when Kuroko... It doesn't matter if Teppei is there, it matters if Kuroko is there, apparently. If Kuroko is there, then they don't use their run-and-gun offense, but if he isn't there, they do. But having Teppei there helps because with him, the passing is quicker. So they're able to do all these fast-paced games. And pretty much it becomes a point war. They realize that they can't stop Shutoku, so the only thing they can really do is hope to score more than them. But that's pretty much the end of the first half. Midorima actually ends up getting a shot off, so that's good. But Kisei, during halftime, Kisei's talking with Momoi some more. He thinks this is pretty much just hyping up Kuroko. He's saying that without Kuroko, Seirin won't be able to win, pretty much. Once halftime ends, Midorima just instantly gets the lead for Shutoku, manages to get shots off. For a while, actually, they just go on this run where they keep scoring. And it kind of helps that Kagami's legs are starting to give him trouble. Teppei notices this, and he doesn't... For a second, he takes his attention away from Midorima. So Midorima takes advantage and makes a shot. I mean, that's that's really it. At the end of the episode, Kuroko gets put back into the game, and he's going to use his Vanishing Drive at some point. That's really it. In the preview, we see that Kuroko and Midorima are going to end up facing off against each other one-on-one, so that's cool. And other than that, it's really just talk about Kuroko changing people, like, you know, on some Naruto status crap. So it's, instead of talking, it's through winning in a game. Like, maybe it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of Naruto. But yeah, that really is it for the episode. This is really really short because there's not much to talk about. But this episode, I'll give this episode of Kuroko no Basket a 7.5 out of 10. There were some good moments that stood out, but there were also a lot of moments that aren't even really worth talking about. So the couple of flashbacks that we got were nice, but it's not like I was watching this saying, "Wow, this flashback is so good," you know. So I won't really. I'll just settle with giving this episode a 7.5 out of 10. But that's it for now. As far as the freezing review goes, this week I'm probably gonna wait for uncensored versions, but because Funimation's probably, if it's not out already, it's gonna be out soon. I know Horrible Subs has their version out, but I'm just gonna wait for Iryu or however you pronounce it, Hiryu fan subs. But yeah, that's really it for now. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.